It's gonna be a smoking day. We're gonna have some ribs today. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of walk you through what I do to get ready and prepare for smoking some ribs. And first step is let's get the coals going. So one of the ways that I do that, just set this here for a sec. So I got my weed torch. I find this real handy to light your coals. Lump charcoal. I'm using the Komodo extra large lump charcoal. I find that cooks the longest and it's the best. It's a little expensive, 30 bucks a bag Canadian. Anyways, I just hold the weed torch close to the coals here until you know, the section I'm working on turns white. That's pretty good. Smoke it now. This is a big piece here, so I'm gonna want to try and get this guy lit. I've got it a little bit lit low, so I'm gonna just work on the top a little bit. That's a big chunk of wood. Anyways, that's probably not gonna light really good. So I'll continue to light the coals, and then I'll check in on the next step. Okay, we're back here. Jamie from JDH Barbecue. We got the coals. Coals are ripping pretty good here, so I'm gonna just go ahead and start putting together my Weber Smoky Mountain 22.5, and let me see if I can find a spot for you here. So that's ripping pretty good. So I'm just going to continue assembling Weber Smoky Mountain here. I'll put the water pan, absent the water, I've wrapped it up in tin foil so that it just makes cleaning easier at the end of the cook. So a couple of things I'm going to do today. I got this new Flame Boss 300. Okay, and what it is you can set your pit temp, and it will monitor the internal temperature of your smoker, and if it starts to drop, it will force this fan to kick in and blow in some air to kind of stoke those coals again. And I also have you know, my Ready Check barbecue thermometer here, and I'm gonna just set a couple of grill probes just to monitor the internal temp of the pit. Now I have a pit thermometer that I've installed. I've taken out the stock Weber and installed this one that I got down in Houston, Texas. But I don't know, I'm an electronics nerd, so I enjoy having various pit temp monitors in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and install that now. I'm doing a 2-2-1 method on my ribs. 2 hours uncovered, 2 hours covered in braised in some apple juice, and 1 hour uncovered, meat down. The first 4 hours are bone down. Anyways, let's get back to what's happening here. So this temperature here, I've calibrated this many times. This is reading, you know, about 260, 255, and that's at the very top of this Weber. So Flame Boss is saying that the top grill is sitting at 287. This Ready Check probe is saying it's at 274, and the bottom probe is at about 290. Can't see that because it's on an app on my phone. I want to cook at 250, so it's a little hot. When you use this Flame Boss 300, here's the fan. Okay, this adapts on there. This damper is wide open. I got the other two dampers completely closed, and the top damper on the Weber is almost closed, as you can see. The Flame Boss 300 is set at 250. If it drops below 250, that fan will kick in and blow some air in to stoke those coals. It is a little bit of a hot day here in Calgary, so it is going to burn probably pretty hot today. But it just goes to show you the variation of all of these temperature gauges. I mean, this is supposed to be a really, you know, high-tech, dialed in gauge. Flame Boss, that's another high-tech gauge. This is definitely high-tech. All getting different temps. Just goes to show you the variation in the smoker on the convection. It's coming up in these bullets and coming down. And so when you're reading this stock temperature gauge that came on the Weber Smoky Mountain and it says 250, that's near the very top of your bullet. That's not the top grate where you're cooking the food. It's definitely not the bottom grate where you're cooking your food. So just be aware of that with the Webers when you get them. All in all, you know, I'd say the variation on the stock temperature gauges on the Weber is maybe 20 degrees. So if you're just into some brain dead backyard, just let it be. These Webers are really efficient at keeping their heat. And if you're keeping it around 250, and whether that's actually, you know, I don't know, 270, or whether it's actually 230, you're still, that's the right zone to be cooking or smoking. So this is what the inside looks like with everything attached. Okay, as you can see, this is the Flame Boss pit probe. Okay, this is my Ready Check top probe for the barbecue, and down there is the Ready Check bottom grate barbecue probe. I did fill this up with water. I got no wood in there yet, so once I can get this temperature steady at 250, I'll go ahead and throw some wood chips on. Okay, so almost 10:30 in the morning, the right time that I wanted to get this at a steady temp of 250. So it hit 250. I went ahead and put some smoke in. Today I'm using some apple. I had a little hickory and some cherry wood, and we'll let that burn for about I don't know, a couple minutes, and then we'll go and put the ribs on. Okay, here we are, 2 hours into the smoke, and it's time to take the ribs off. So let's have a look what they look like so far. Pretty good. Pretty good, I'd say. So now we're just gonna unload them. So here we go. I'm gonna begin the braising process now, and I stoked the smoker a little bit, the coals, and notice that I took the top off so that any coals that go up, they just go into the air. They're not hitting it and falling back down on the grill. And now let's get these ready for braising. Okay, so we're back. So what I've done is I've just put the ribs in a pan with about a cup of apple juice, and I got both pans, and I stoked the coals a little bit, so we're ready to go. Okay, so after 2 hours of braising in apple juice, I put the ribs on for 1 hour, meat side down. I put some barbecue sauce on that and took them off, put them on the grill on the barbecue, just to get some grill marks with some more barbecue and basic vinegar sauce mixed together. And I put on a little apple jelly at the end for some presentation. And this is what they look like here. This is what they look like. Okay, hope you enjoyed.